Hello, I am going to show you guys today a quick and easy image transfer technique that you can use in your sketchbook. So I have drawn out several owls and took a picture of it to get it into my computer and just printed it out after I changed some contrast, tried to make the grays go away. So what I'm going to do though is use this graphite paper. This graphite paper comes in these long rolls like this, and I just cut off a piece and reuse it many, many times. So ultimately, I'm going to put these owls in this sketchbook on these gold things, but I want to kind of illustrate to you how this graphite paper works and how easy it is. So here is just a sheet of white paper. And I'm going to grab some of this graphite paper and a pencil. Here's my pencil. So I can just essentially trace over any of this as long as I've got the graphite side down. And here I'll just put a little scribble. And you can see it kind of transferred over. It's very light. Let's use a different piece. That one might be used up. Okay, let's try this one. So for example, I'm going to trace over this owl that I drew out. And I just kind of looked at some photos off the internet on some of the royalty sites, royalty-free sites like Pexels or Unsplash. Getty Images is a good one too. And I just kind of loosely, kind of cartoonly drew these little guys out. And, you know, each one individually might not look like an owl, but they do when they're all grouped together. So let's see what this looks like after I've got that down. Okay, right. So here he is. Look how light he is and cute. And so I can use this technique into my sketchbook. So let's get the sketchbook back out. Okay, and this is the page that I want to put them on. So I want to put this guy over here and these two over here. Now, the way I sized them, and this is really important. So like, this is my just printout of the photo I took of my sketches. But if I just cut this out, that little owl actually is really tiny compared to this big page. So the way that you get around that is to go into your photo editor and crop down your image to just the image that you want. So right there where I've drawn around, that's where I would crop. And then when I go to print, I can actually tell my printer, I want an image that is 5 inches by 5 inches. And when I do that, this is the size it prints out. So instead of increasing the percentage of magnification, you can get around it more easily and size your things more easily that way. I will post a video one day when I actually film inside of my computer how I am doing this, because I think it's a really important technique. Okay, but for now, here's my 5 by 5 owl. And I printed these two guys out here, and I'm going to put them on each page just like that. Okay, so I'm going to get my graphite paper. I'm going to place my owl where I want it. This is his feet right here, and these are feathers. So I kind of want his feet to be more flat. And I could have him sitting on this little square right there. And if I do that, I mean, his feathers hang down a little bit, but I think I can make it work. Or I can just make another block right there, which is, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just fill in an additional little something gold that he's going to be sitting on. But yeah. So really, I want to place him just about here. And then I can make his little block to sit on right there. Okay, so I'm going to tape this down with some washi tape. Since I've got him placed where I want him. Get my graphite paper. I want to make sure I've got the graphite side down. And then I'm going to begin to trace. Let's see, I'm going to get a different pencil. I'll go use this pencil. I like these little black wings because they're flat. The eraser's flat. And so they don't roll. And then, of course, the pencil, it's just a really well-made pencil, and it's made of cedar, so it smells good too. Anyway, that's a black wing. Okay, so I digress. Okay, so I'm going to trace around this bird, this owl that I made very loosely because I'm going to paint over him. So really, I just want to get the proportions of this little guy down so that I can continue my idea of making him gold and beautiful. On these gold backgrounds that we work so hard on. So if you haven't seen how to make these backgrounds, I just posted a video, I believe yesterday, on how to make those. It's very simple. It's a very relaxing exercise, mostly watercolors, but some acrylic and some ink as well. Okay, I think I've got all these lines down. I just want to make sure. And I've got them taped down, so if I need to revisit, I can just flip it back over. So let's do that. That's why it's important to put a piece of tape. Okay, and here this is. Now, I'm going to try to let you guys see this. Can you see him? So yeah, here's the bird. So I've got him down into my sketchbook. There's the feet. There he is. The head is up there, the eyes. And I can always, pencil over it a little bit more, but truly I've got my image exactly where I want it. And now I will be able to paint and move on with my next layer of things. So, okay, let's do this page. All right. I'm going to put these guys right here. I might make him sitting on this square, which would be right about there. It is up a little high, but I can always bring the body of this one down some too, which I think I might do. Okay, so let's tape that down. And I'll put my graphite paper in here. I'm going to try to choose a different pencil this time and see if I get a darker line. Okay, and then I'm just going to go for it again. So I'm going to just kind of trace over back and forth, try to get some of this graphite to come off onto my sketchbook. These loose designs, because again, I'm going to paint over this stuff. My intention is to keep painting. But I also don't want to, okay, so this brings up a good point. So like I've spent so much time making these beautiful backgrounds, I don't want to screw them up. And I think that's a big fear that a lot of people get into. So I think that if you draw something separate and then trace it back on like this with the graphite paper, it allows you to have more confidence in what you're doing. So yeah, I confidently place this down and I'm excited to have these owls now in my sketchbook to paint. But I've got my proportions now, and really that's all it's doing is helping me with my proportions of everything. Eyeball. Okay. I'm going to lift this up and see what it looks like. Oh, I need to get the nose. I could already tell I didn't get the nose on this one, so let me do that. Or the beak. The beak. All right. I don't know that I got that ear. Okay, let's see what we got. It looks like a little Yoda. Okay, that's fine. This guy, you can really see, he's got his little, there we go. You can see him now there. The feet on this one are here. I hate to say it, this one looks a little Yoda-esque, but I can now fill in a little bit more of what I see just to make the lines a little darker. But this is a good point. So I use graphite paper, not carbon paper. Carbon paper is really going to be black, and it's hard to get all the black off when you go to erase. So therefore, I like the graphite instead. But you see, this has allowed me to come in and shade just a little bit more in the areas that I want so I can see him, right? And then this guy too, here's his nose. I'm just looking at this now because I've got a rough outline and all I have to do is be able to see a little bit. I think those guys are great. So now I'm ready to complete my next step, and that is to begin to paint my owls into my sketchbook because I already have the image transferred. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is it for now. My next video, I will be painting these guys gold and making more embellishments. But I'm super excited for you to get some graphite paper. Here, I'll even spell it out. And here's our original little owl that we drew. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Jules. This is my art bender. Please join me next time and check out my previous videos, especially this one on how to create these wonderful backgrounds. Until then, see you next time.